Zooming in on Indian pharma firm Lupin, this is what the stock is doing this morning. The company posting third quarter earnings this week with net profits rising almost 40% on year. Notable was the company's North American sales, which grew more than 12% year on year. And this growth path could be placed under significant pressure if Trump's proposed tariffs on pharmaceuticals comes into effect. The stock, however, reacting quite well. The one-year return also quite rewarding for investors, 30% done in the bag for the last 12 months, and this morning up 3.25%. Ramesh Swaminathan is Global CFO at Lupin, and he's joining us from the United States. He's right now in Florida to talk about the strategy going forward at the company's end to ward off the tariff risk, if at all. Ramesh, lovely to have you on the show. Thank you very much for your time. Congratulations on your earnings, first and foremost. And take us through your thinking on the initial comments that you're picking about tariff risk on pharmaceuticals in general and pharmaceuticals coming out of India.
You know, firstly, thank you for having us on. It's always a pleasure being on the show. This topic about tariff is obviously of prime importance to all of us. But as you would know, generics is all about affordable medicine, and from that perspective, given the fact that nearly 45 to 50% of the pharmaceuticals being sold in America is actually of Indian origin, it will certainly impact the common man. So essentially, access to medicines would be denied to a lot of people in the event that this is going to be impacted. Having said that, I recognize that the realities are what they are, and there are, of course, reciprocal tariffs being discussed and the like. Too many moving parts. It's very difficult to kind of decipher what's going to happen ultimately. But for sure, I would be very concerned about it. From our perspective, the Indian government has also kind of reacted, reducing tariffs in the case of certain products, certain categories of products and the like, where it could be possible that India might actually do something very similar. Or the American government would, of course, realize this is of strategic importance to the American people as well, and leave it. So all doors are open from my perspective.
Okay, let me be as clear as I can on this one. In your conversations with your clients and partners in the U.S., has the tariff risk come up? And because North American sales have been so strong, do you think that the momentum can continue in lieu of this looming threat?
To be honest, of course, this is something which is, is gathering attention from nearly everybody everywhere. And of course, our channel partners and the manufacturers are equally concerned about it. But as I said, too many moving parts, very difficult to kind of see where this is going. We'll just have to wait and watch.
I want to understand a little bit more about, Ramesh, before we go, because we are running out of time, but I just want to understand a little bit more about the generics market in India and the potential of growth there, and also active pharmaceutical ingredients, being an important supply chain component of manufacturing. How do you see India's future here stacking up in the current times? Very quickly, we have about 50 seconds.
No, all that I would say is that the pharmaceutical industry is actually set for tremendous growth out there in India, given the fact that it's still a vastly underpenetrated market. In a general sense, healthcare would be expected to grow at 50% above the GDP rate. And from that perspective, there's a lot of potential out there. API, in a general sense, there is this, China plus one strategy which is playing out.
Sure.
So in that particular area is certainly of great interest. And I would expect this area to also grow tremendously in the quarters to come.
Ramesh, lovely to have you on the show. Congratulations once again on your earnings. We'll get you again and have a longer conversation about this once there's more clarity on which way those tariffs are going as far as the pharmaceutical industry is concerned in the APAC region. That's all the time that we have for you on this edition of Street Science. Thanks very much for watching the show.